And we're going to find Dhyana Mudra. So we're going to have our right hand on top of right hand on top of left, and allow your thumbs to meet. And just come and rest your hands in your lap. And close your eyes. And start to bring your focus into your breath. So not looking to change the breath. Not looking to do anything different with the breath. Just taking some time just to be the observer. Noticing its pace. Noticing its depth. Noticing where the breath is in the body. This month, as we move into spring, we're working on the theme of new beginning. As we move into spring, spring is a season that's characterized by hope. So we've got a little bit of winter's tranquility. We find the heat is just starting to build, although it doesn't feel like it today. And it's a great time for us to let go of emotions stored in the body, to make space for something new to take root. Patanjali's Yoga Sutras start with Atha Yoga Anushasana, which translates to now yoga begins. The focus here is on the word now. It's all happening in this very moment, here in the present moment. It allows us to reflect that every moment we're alive, we have the opportunity to start something new. Whether you've been practicing yoga for many years, maybe you've only recently just started coming to your mat. Whatever your situation is for you, each time we start our practice, we're offered the opportunity to bring a new energy to it. A new sense of being, a new perspective to our practice, perhaps. So as you set your intention today, I invite you to perhaps reflect on what new you would like to take root in your life. What new you would like to bring to your practice. And if you're struggling to find an intention, perhaps reflect on the affirmation: with every breath, I create space for something new to enter. there are any injuries or anything I should know about so I can guide you through your practice today, please do raise your hand, let me know. You trust your body. I will be offering some hands-on adjustments as we move through practice today. You will have some cards in front of you. And I invite you to actually just reflect right now on whether you would like me to offer you those hands-on adjustments. And if you'd like me to, then please turn your card so it says yes, please. If you prefer not to, you can always change it to no, thank you. And you can change it at any point in your practice today. If you change your mind, it's totally fine. It's all your practice. Starting to bring some feeling into the body, starting to bring some movement into the shoulders. Rolling the shoulders forward. And rolling them back. Bringing your hands to your knees. And starting to take some seated cat-cows here. So as we inhale, heart space draws forward, shoulders back, gaze up. Exhale, we round through the chest. Chin to chest, belly to spine. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time we inhale. Exhale the breath. Inhale, we draw back to center. Hands coming in front of you now, finding your way to your neutral tabletop. Exhale the breath here in tabletop. Inhale, right hand lifts up to the sky, opening through the heart space. Exhale, we thread the needle through, drawing the right ear down to the mat. Inhale, we open. Exhale, we twist. 3 more with the breath. Inhale to open. Exhale to thread the needle. Inhale, we open. Exhale, thread the needle. Last time, inhale, we open. Exhale, we thread the needle. And on your next inhale, drawing yourself back up to your neutral tabletop. Exhale the breath here in tabletop. Other side, we inhale, left hand to the sky. Exhale to thread the needle through, left ear to the mat. Inhale, we open. Exhale to thread the needle. Inhale to open. Exhale, thread the needle. 2 more. Inhale, we open. Exhale, thread the needle. Last time, inhale, we open. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, we draw back up to our tabletop. And as we exhale, resting our hips down onto our feet, maybe allowing our forehead just to come to rest on the mat. Finding your child's pose here, taking a couple of breaths here in child's pose. On your next breath, walking your hands across to the right hand side, Taking just a couple of breaths here. With each inhale, drawing that breath into the left side of the heart space. With each exhale, maybe just try and walk your fingers a little bit more to the right. Notice where you could maybe find a little bit more space. Last breath. On your next inhale, coming back through center, taking your stretch across to the left-hand side. Taking a couple of breaths here. Last breath. Returning back to your child's pose. Taking a couple more breaths here. Maybe allowing your shoulders just to open a little. Remember, you can always come back to your child's pose at any time in practice. If you want to take a breath, maybe reflect on your intention. Whatever your reasons, remember this is your practice today. And on your next breath, drawing yourself up to your tabletop. We're going to walk our hands forward, melting the heart space down to the earth, finding your puppy pose here. Taking a few breaths here in puppy pose. With each inhale, draw that breath deep down into the belly. With each exhale, maybe soften through your shoulders a little bit, melt the heart space down a little further. Last 2 breaths here. Last breath. Next inhale, drawing yourself back up, finding your way onto your heels. So we're going to take a little flow to start, but before we do, I just want to get our straps ready, because I realise we haven't done that yet. So if you have your strap, what we're going to do, we're just going to make one loop. We're going to make a small little loop. So take one of the ends of your strap and loop it through the two, what are these words? Loops. There we go. Loop it through the 2 loops. We'll go with that. Pull it through so you get quite a small little hole. What a little one. Where is it? About that big. And then we're just going to loop it back on itself. So we're going to go over that first one, under the second one. And that'll just draw it a bit tighter for you. You might not want to use your strap later, but I always feel like it's better to have it ready. Does anyone need a hand at all? Good, nice. Lovely. So you're right there with that one. So you're going to go, I think you've gone double. It's fine. So what you want to do is you're just going to go back the other way. So over that one and under that one. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Okay, so we're going to take a short little flow to start. So starting on your heel, closing your eyes, maybe here. Option to do this little flow sequence with your eyes closed, maybe notice how that feels. As you inhale, hands lift up to the sky. Exhale, take cactus arms here, elbows come out to the side. Inhale, we draw up to our knees, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, left hand comes to lower lumbar spine, right hand reaches up and back, finding your camel. Inhale, right hand comes down to the mat, left arm lifts up to the sky. Exhale, we thread the needle through, left ear to the mat. Inhale, we draw back up to center, swapping sides now, right hand to lower spine. Left hand lifts up. Exhale, we draw our shoulders back for camel. Inhale, left hand comes down to the mat, right hand reaches up to the sky. Exhale, we thread the needle through. Inhale, we draw back up to our neutral tabletop. Exhale, we take knees, chest, chin to the mat, keeping your hips lifted. Inhale, hips come down. We're going to press the left hand into the mat. Right hand lifts up. Left forearm to the mat. Right hand presses into the mat. Gaze over the right shoulder for a cobra twist. Exhale, we release back down to the mat. Other side, we inhale, right forearm stays, left hand presses into the mat. Exhale to release. One more on either side. Inhale to the right. Exhale to release. Inhale to the left. Exhale to release. Inhale, hands press both hands into the mat, drawing yourself back up through tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. One breath here in child's pose. Exhale the breath. Inhale, we draw back up to our seated position. Hips stacked on top of your heels. Exhale the breath here. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale up to the knees, hands lift. Exhale, left hand to lower lumbar spine, right hand reaches up and over. Inhale, right hand down to the mat, left hand to the sky. Exhale to thread the needle. Inhale, we draw back up, swapping sides. Right hand to lower lumbar spine, left hand reaches up. Exhale, camel here. Inhale, left hand to the mat, right hand to the sky. Exhale to thread the needle. Inhale, we draw back up to tabletop. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, hips come down, left forearm to the mat. Right hand presses into the mat, gaze over the right shoulder. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left. Exhale to release. Inhale, right. Exhale to release. Inhale, left. Exhale to release. Inhale, pressing into both hands, drawing yourself back up through your tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. One breath here in child's pose. On your next breath, drawing yourself up to your tabletop, we're going to tuck our toes under and just hover the knees just a couple of inches up off the mat, engaging your core, bring your navel to your spine, draw your pelvic floor up. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, hips drawing up to the sky, finding your first downward facing dog or planks. Taking whatever movement feels good to you here. Maybe bending in your hips, maybe taking your knees from side to side. Whatever feels good for you, just notice what the body needs and allow that movement. Last 3 breaths here. Last 2 breaths. Last breath. On your next breath, walking or stepping your feet to the front of the mat, taking a generous bend in the knees and taking hold of either elbow, rocking from side to side in your ragdoll fold. Allow your shoulders to be heavy. Last 2 breaths here. Last breath here. Next inhale, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae up to mountain pose at the front of your mat. Palms facing forward, reaching down through all 4 corners of your feet. Shoulders back, gaze up. Starting with a couple of sun salutations, we inhale, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, take a hinge at the hips, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, hands coming to your shin. Exhale, folding forward, right foot steps back to low lunge. Inhale, left foot steps back to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat, or chaturanga if it's in your practice. Inhale, hips come down, heart space lifts to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're welcome to take tabletop if you prefer. Inhale, right foot steps in between the hands, left knee to the mat, low lunge. Exhale, left foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, left foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale, right foot steps back to plank. Option to bring your knees to the mat for plank. We exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps in between the hands, right knee down to the mat. Exhale, right foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, hinging forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, right foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale, left foot steps back to plank. Option to bring your knees to the mat. We exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat or chaturanga if it's in your practice. Inhale, hips come down, heart space lifts for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. We're just going to take some circular movements here with that right leg. Just opening through the right hip. Taking them in one direction. And in the other direction. And on your next inhale, right foot steps in between the hands, left knee down to the mat. Hands lift up to the sky. Exhale, hips come back, lengthening through that right leg, finding your half splits. Option to bring your blocks to either side of that right leg. Inhale, we draw forward into our low lunge. Hands lift to the sky, perhaps. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge, last time. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, we draw forward into our low lunge. And we're going to walk this right foot a little bit out to the right-hand side. And we're going to just allow that right knee just to fall outwards a little bit. So a couple of options here. This is where you might want to use your strap. So either staying here, option to stay here as you are. Maybe use your right hand to press that right knee away. Or maybe you bend in that left foot. Maybe you take hold of that left foot with the right hand. Or maybe you use your strap here to loop your strap around that left foot. Take hold of the strap instead, if that feels a bit more comfortable for you. Again, it's just about finding whichever option feels good for you. The main focus here is an opening through that right hip. Last breath here. Next inhale, we release that left foot down. Walking that right foot in between the hands again. Exhale, left foot steps forward to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, left foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale, right foot steps back for plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky, three-legged dog. We're going to just take some circular movements here again. So maybe taking your knee in one direction, opening through the hip. And in the other direction. And on your next inhale, left foot steps in between your hands, right knee to the mat. Hands lift the low lunge. Exhale, hips draw back, lengthening through that left leg, half splits. Your gaze forwards. We inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits, lengthening through that left leg. Think about drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Last two breaths here. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, we draw forward, walking that left foot to the left-hand side. Again, options here. Focus on drawing that left knee out to the side. Maybe use your left hand to press that left knee away. Or maybe you also bend in that right knee, left hand coming back to take hold of that right foot. Or maybe you use your strap here, looping your strap around that right foot, yes. Taking hold of it with your left hand. Whatever feels good for you here. Wherever you are, the focus here is on opening through that left hip. One more breath here. Exhale the breath. Inhale, hands come back to center, walking that left foot into the middle. Exhale, tucking the right toes under, right foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, right foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale, left foot steps back for plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot steps in between the hands. Left knee down to the mat. As we inhale, hands lift, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, we're going to draw forward, our hands coming down to frame that front foot. Left foot lifts off the mat, or left knee lifts off the mat. Exhale, right leg lifts to the sky, three-legged dog. Inhale the breath here, straightening that right leg up to the sky. Exhale, right foot steps in between the hands, back foot to a 45-degree angle. Hands lift for warrior one. Inhale, we reach up here. Exhale, lowering into that warrior. Finding your eagle arms now. So options are right arm underneath left, either drawing your arms in for a hug. Maybe the back of your hands come to meet. Maybe you find your binds. Inhale here. Exhale, we hinge forward to humble warrior. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, we lift back up. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale to draw up. Exhale, humble warrior. Last time we inhale to draw up. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, we draw up. Option to keep your arms in eagle. We're going to find Skandasana to the back of the mat. So bending in that left knee, this is quite a deep hip stretch. Lengthening in the right leg. Options to keep your eagle arms, or maybe your hands come down to the mat. Option also to come to sit on a block if you prefer, if that feels more comfortable. Wherever you are, we're here for a few more breaths. So you can just, if you prefer, just come to sit on the block. Extra points. Last two breaths here. Last breath. On your next inhale, walking your hands through center, taking them to the front of the mat, taking them to frame that front foot. Exhale, left foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, left foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale, right foot steps back for plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot steps in between the hands, low lunge. Right knee to the mat, we inhale, hands lift, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, we draw forward, hands come down to frame that front foot. Back toes tuck under. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, lift that left leg higher towards the sky. Exhale, left foot steps in between your hands, back foot to 45 degrees. Hands lift for warrior one. Inhale, we draw tall in warrior one. Exhale to draw a little bit deeper. Finding your eagle arms here, left under right. Either arms for a hug, back of the hands to meet or bind. Inhale, we draw our arms up. Exhale, hinging forward, humble warrior. Inhale, we draw back up. Exhale, humble warrior. 3 more with the breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale to lift. Exhale, humble warrior. I've totally lost count, so we'll do one more. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, hands come down to frame. No, we're not. What am I doing? We're going to Skandasana to the back of the mat. Inhale, bending into that right knee, left leg extends. Maybe hands coming to heart center, maybe coming to sit on the block. Last 2 breaths here. Last breath. Next inhale, bending in that front knee. Finding your way to the front of the mat for lunge. Exhale, right foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, mountain. Last time with this flow, we inhale, hands lift. Exhale to hinge forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, right foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale, left foot steps back for plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right foot in between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, hands frame that front foot. Left knee lifts off the mat. Exhale, warrior 3. Not warrior 3, 3-legged dog. What am I talking about? Inhale, we lift that right leg higher to the sky. Exhale to step that right foot in between the hands. Straight to eagle arms this time. Right arm underneath left. Inhale, we lift our hands to the sky. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, we draw back up straight into Skandasana on the left-hand side. Left knee bends, right leg extends. Inhale here. Exhale the breath. Hands coming down to the center now. We inhale, finding a forward, finding a wide-legged stretch here. We're going to keep our spine lifted up. Exhale to hinge forward, forward fold, wide-legged fold. Inhale, lift flat back again. Exhale, Skandasana to the right-hand side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left, Skandasana. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, Skandasana to the right. Turning to the front of your mat now, we're going to find our pigeon pose. So left, for a few options here, right knee to the right wrist. Right foot to the left wrist. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you take your block and come to sit on your block, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Option to stay here in pigeon or find your mermaid. For those looking to find mermaid, left knee is going to bend. Option number one is take that strap, loop it around that back foot. Take hold of that left foot or left strap with the left hand. Option number two, bring the left foot into the left elbow crease. Option number three, right hand lifts up. Maybe you find a bind. Wherever you are, we're here for 2 more breaths. Last breath here. Nose in the bind coming out. Hands coming down to the mat in front of us. Inhale through the crown of the head. Exhale, hinging forwards. Inhale, we draw back up, pressing into the hands, lifting that left knee up off the mat. Right foot steps in between the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, left foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale, right foot steps back for plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Keep your hips lifted or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left foot steps in between the hands, right knee to the mat. Inhale, hands lift, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, we draw forwards, hands pressing into the mat. Right knee lifts up off the mat. Left leg lifts to the sky, 3-legged dog. Inhale, left foot lifts higher. Exhale, left foot steps in between the hands. Back foot to a 45-degree angle, straight to eagle arms for warrior one. Finding your eagle arms that work best for you, left under right. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, we lift back up. Exhale, humble warrior. Straight to Skandasana at the back of the mat. Now we inhale, we lift up. Exhale to bend in that right knee, left leg extends. Inhale, hands come down to the mat, finding your flat back. Exhale, forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, Skandasana to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to the right, Skandasana to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to fold. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, Skandasana to the left. Turning to the front of the mat now, finding your pigeon. So left knee to left wrist, left foot to right wrist. Maybe you stay here, maybe you sit on your block. And then finding your option, either staying here in your pigeon or maybe bending in that right knee. Maybe that's use that strap to loop around your right foot. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you draw that right foot in. Maybe you take hold of the right foot. Or maybe the right foot comes to the elbow crease. Maybe your left hand reaches up and over to take clasp of the right. Wherever you are, we're here for 3 more breaths. Last 2 breaths here. Last breath. Next inhale, tucking those right toes under, left foot steps in between the hands. Exhale, right foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, mountain. Taking your feet as wide as your mat now, we inhale, hands lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, finding your flat back. Exhale, drawing your hips down to the mat, finding your malasana, your yogi squat. Option again to come and sit on a block here if you prefer. We're here for 5 breaths. Wherever you are, maybe using your elbows to help draw your knees outwards. Trying to find one long line from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Last 2 breaths here. Last breath. Next inhale, coming down with control. Anyone who knows my class will know what I'm going to say next. Option to bring your arms out in front of you and lowering down without using your hands. Little hip mobility fun time. It's always great fun. And if you want to practice getting back up again, yeah! Releasing back down again, lovely. Okay. Drawing yourself down to your seated position, nice, comfortable, easy seated position here. Just drawing your focus to your breath. We're going to take Nadi Shodhana, so alternative nostril breathing here. So we're going to bring our left thumb and left forefinger to knees. Allow them to come to rest on the left thigh, left knee. Your right hand, right thumb to the outside of the right nostril. Your index finger and middle finger to your forehead. Your ring finger and baby finger to the outside of your left nostril. So as we inhale, inhaling through the nose, for those of us with allergies today, this is going to be a great challenge, but it's all fun. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale, close the right nostril with the thumb. Exhale through the left only. Inhale through the left nostril. Close the left nostril, exhale right. Inhale right. Close the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close the right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close the right, exhale left. Last time we inhale left. Close the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Open both nostrils to exhale. Allow your breathing to come back to a nice, natural breath. On your next breath, drawing yourself back down onto your heels again, taking that same sequence at the start of class. But on that theme of new beginnings, I invite you just to think about what different energy, what different presence you want to bring to this flow. Exhale the breath here. Inhale, hands lift to the sky. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, up to our knees, hands lift. Exhale, left hand to left, lower lumbar spine, right hand reaches up and over. Inhale, right hand to the mat, left hand lifts to the sky. Exhale to thread the needle, left ear to the mat. Inhale, we draw back up, right hand to lower lumbar spine. Exhale, camel. Inhale, back to center, left hand to the mat, right hand lifts to the sky. Exhale to thread the needle. Inhale, back to center, finding your tabletop. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, hips come down, pressing into the left forearm and right hand. Cobra twist to the right. Exhale to release. Inhale to the left. Exhale to release. Inhale to the right. Exhale to release. Inhale to the left. Exhale to release. Inhale, we're going to take our hands underneath our shoulders, drawing ourselves up to our tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Taking a couple of breaths here. Drawing yourself back down onto your belly. Allowing your hands to come down to your sides, bringing your left cheek down to the mat, left ear down to the mat. On your next inhale, we're going to draw our heart space up the mat, drawing our shoulders up, our head up off the mat, our feet up off, our knees up off. Maybe our hands lift, maybe our hands come to clasp behind our backs and our locust. 3 more breaths here in locust. 2. Last breath. Releasing down to the mat. We're going to take the left arm out to the side, finding a nice little shoulder opener here. So left arm out to a T, your right hand coming underneath your right shoulder. And we're going to press into that right hand, drawing yourself onto your left hand side. So opening through the left shoulder here. So your left hip is to the mat. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you also open that right knee up to the sky. Maybe you keep your right hand where it is, or maybe your right hand comes behind your lower spine. Taking a couple of breaths here. Releasing back down. Take your right arm out to the side now. Pressing the left hand into the mat, drawing yourself onto your right hip. Maybe you stay here, maybe you open that left knee also. Maybe your left hand comes behind your lower spine. And on your next breath, drawing yourself back down to the mat. Pressing up into both hands, drawing yourself back onto your back now. Your option to pop on another layer if you'd like to. Maybe pop on some socks or a sweater. But drawing the knees into the chest. Rocking from side to side. Coming to rest your knees on the right-hand side, your arms to a T, your gaze over your left shoulder, finding your supine twist. And drawing your knees through center, allowing your knees to come to rest on the left-hand side. Your gaze over your right shoulder. And drawing your knees back to center. Allowing your legs to come out long down the mat. And allowing yourself to take up space. Allowing yourself to come to settle here in your Shavasana. Starting to bring some feeling back into the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers or wiggling the toes. Maybe taking a full body stretch. Drawing your knees in towards your chest and just rocking from side to side, just massaging out the spine. And coming to rest in the recovery position on your on your right hand side. And just taking a couple of breaths here in the recovery position. On your next breath, drawing yourself up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. We're going to close practice as we started practice today. So finding Dhyana Mudra again. So right hand on top of left, allow your thumbs to come to meet and settle them into your lap. Perhaps taking a moment just to reflect on your intention that you set at the start of practice. And I invite you to consider how you could maybe take that intention into the outside world with you today. And rubbing your hands together to generate some heat. Placing your hands to your face. Opening your eyes. Thank you all for joining me for your practice.